We're starting with trending topics. And our first trending topic today, Mina's beloved Rams beat her also beloved Seahawks 26-17, who also lost Russell Wilson to a sprained finger. Does the Seahawks season feel over if
we
Russ
have to
misses
start.
time?
Have to start with Mina here. Go for it, Mina.
Yes. The only thing that happened in this game was the double punt. I actually don't remember anything else. That I think was the only play, the only highlight. I'm not even sure, honestly, if it's worth talking about.
I was afraid to text Mina. I was afraid. I was texting with Mina last night while the game was happening. I was afraid to acknowledge the game that was happening.
Have you ever watched the game with Mina? It's an extraordinary experience that I'm sure she doesn't want me to share right now. But I just want to know if you are in that club with me, Pablo.
No, but I've never physically watched a game with Mina in the same place, but I've been blamed for games that the Seahawks have lost despite not being anywhere near her because I've texted her something.
Don't
You're
jinx
bad luck.
Allegedly.
Okay, let's hit the finger. The finger. How many times did the broadcast feel the need to zoom in on the finger? And a bunch of NFL players on social media were like, why is everyone so grossed out? It's just a finger. And to which I reply, A, it's disgusting. B, I think there's something about a bent finger that feels weirdly relatable to everyone versus like a football injury, like a serious, like a torn ACL or something.
Because we use it. We use the finger.
So Pete Carroll, after the game, called Russell Wilson one of the great healers of our time.
I loved it.
Florence Nightingale, Russell Wilson, handshake emoji. So it's hard to answer this question because we don't know how long he's going to be out. I have looked at the Seahawks schedule analysis, and they've got the Steelers, the Saints, and the Jags in the coming 3 weeks. If we were just to look at the immediate and think like a 3 to 4 week injury. The Steelers game is fascinating because I'm just going to throw this out. Geno Smith, Ben Roethlisberger, who would you rather have a quarterback?
Geno. Obviously, after last night, it's Geno, but I want to take it back to when you were giving some really good, insightful, relatable analysis. And Pablo knows that we got to be careful when we barge in. We only break in when we got something to say. Do you remember what Pablo broke in to say? We use it. We use it.
That's the key. That's the key. Our mirror neurons, Domonique. We relate to fingers because we use our fingers.
We don't use our legs. We don't use all the other things. We use all the other things too. What are you talking about?
That is
but
not
normies
correct.
would not pull a hamstring or have an ACL joint or whatever. Normies would crush their finger in a car door or something. What is this?
But
trolling.
Hamstrings and ACL injuries aren't gruesome to see. But anyway, we spent too much time on this. I think personally,
I disagree.
You disagree with what?
I think we didn't spend enough time on Russell Wilson being one of the great healers of our time. Because I missed that quote. I just heard that now.
Yeah.
Is that does Russell Wilson know Reiki? What are we, because is it just him?
Well,
does he only have the ability to heal himself or does he heal others as well?
There we go.
In defense.
I think it's a reference to the fact that he's never missed games.
Exactly.
He's incredibly durable, which is one of his great attributes. Domonique, I want to redirect this to you. The Seahawks offense actually looked fine once Geno Smith came in. The defense totaled down. The defense has been a problem now the entire season. I think they got lucky in the first half because Matt Stafford was weirdly sailing passes. But holy smokes, were there a lot of linebackers defending wide receivers in this game? From a secondary perspective, what did you see out of the Seahawks defense, and why did it make me want to throw up?
I hate to say this, Mina, but I feel like that's a uniquely Seahawks phenomenon. Whenever I watch Seahawks games, I often see linebackers in coverage with slot receivers downfield. I'm not sure what Ken Norton and Pete Carroll think they're doing, but they want to stop the run. And Pete Carroll, I was going to say he's an old school coach, but he's an old coach. They said during the telecast that he's the oldest in the league, while Sean McVay is the youngest in the league. And so the oldest in the league is let's get our big, strong guys out there. And Bobby Wagner is incredibly athletic. However, even Bobby Wagner can't cover receivers in space, especially off of play action. Linebackers want to play the run. No matter how well the opponent is running the ball, no matter how well they run play action, if they see you looking like you're going to hand it off, they're crashing, and then they have to recover and somehow catch up to a receiver in the slot who's getting loose. And how old is Deshaun Jackson, speaking of age? I thought that man...
He's been doing that since Madden 05.
And he couldn't pull away. that may have been a touchdown 5 years ago, the big play that he had. He couldn't pull away, but still, just getting open at that age is
that was a bad ball. He came back for it.
It's absolutely incredible. Didn't Stafford have a hand injury too? He's just tougher than
Russell.
Oh, that was
he
my
was
favorite
sailing
part.
passes before it, and
they
that
asked
was two
Stafford
straight
after
games.
the game.
Yeah, sorry.
And he was like, no, I'm just going to say, they asked Stafford after the game, like, you had a finger thing. And he was like, yeah, I was fine. And I was just like, oh, that's a bad look for the greatest healer of all time.
Russell also hit his hand against the hardest substance known to man, Aaron Donald's bicep. Like that will break anything.
Oh, stop it. I said stop showing
It's
his
not
fingers.
gross.
This is, honestly, I thought after the Urban Meyer ended, there wouldn't be this much finger talk on sports programming, but here we are again.
The tiny hands. The tiny hands.
I'm sorry to be the ex-football player, but to be honest, like, did you guys have in your, like, where you grew up, there was like a cable channel that would occasionally show like surgeries? It was, you didn't have
Sorry.
that? We had that. There was like a local cable
Are you
channel.
sure this was a television you were watching?
I promise you it was. In Baltimore County, there was like the BC TV or whatever, BCC TV, and they would have like, it was like public access, and occasionally they would show surgeries, and I loved it. I love to watch it. So I'm the guy who doesn't get grossed out when I see gruesome injuries. I don't mind how many times you show it. It doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.